Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about importing your data into R. So I have provided Dropbox links to this file, import underscore data.r. So there are another two data files. The first one is iris xlsx format. This is a Microsoft Azure format. And the second one is iris.csv. So this is the comma separated value format, a most commonly used format. Now download these files and put it under the same folder. Now open this import underscore data.r. Okay, so there are a variety of options to store your data, and there are lots of ways to store your data, like test file. You can store in Microsoft Access database, you can store it in rec file, API-info format. You can also store it in MySQL, SQL file, and lots of other options to store. But in this tutorial, I'm going to cover two most commonly used data type. The first one is comma separated value, CSV format. Okay, so there are a couple of ways to import your CSV format data into R, but I'm going to talk only one way. So you can just so in order to import CSV, you just type read CSV. So if you just type the first one or two words in RStudio will give automatic suggestions. So you just choose this one. Okay, now you can see that we need file. Okay, so what is the file? So if you have put under the same folder, if you have put iris dataset under the same folder, when you type double quote, press tab key. So you can see that there is iris.csv. You can either choose this one or you can just type it. Okay, so let's see using only read.csv comment and one argument. So just leave like this and see what happens. So we will run this by pressing Control Enter. Okay, nicely. So it loaded nicely. Yeah, it loaded nicely, right? So there is a header options. So you can also specify this header equal true. Okay, you can also put other arguments. And if you're not sure about it, you can search here. Read.csv, and you can read the documentations provided by the R documentation. Okay, there are a lot of options. You can also specify the separator value. So this is the comma separator value. So we are using the default read.csv. So by default, this is read.csv. It is put in a separator as comma by default. So you can also look at other options and try other options because it is worth exploring. Okay, so anyway, this comment works pretty well. Now what you can do is you can assign this into an R object. So I will say that my data, so we will just assign this into my data. Okay, so this is the labs assignment and run this. Okay, so now we have 5 variables. You can see at the end global environment there is a data type, object name my data, and there is 150 observations and 5 variables. Okay, and now this is how you import a CSV format into R. So let us import Azure Azure data into R. So in order to do this, you have to install readxl package. So this is a package developed by Hadley Wickham and teams in New Zealand. It's a very good package reading Excel into R. So I have already installed it, so you need to install it. So I'm going to comment this, and so we are using a very specific user contributed package, so we need to load this package. So in order to call this package, you just type library and then put readxl. Okay, so you can notice if you are going to install this package, you need double quotes. But if you're going to call from the packages from the library, you don't need double quotes. So you just put readxl, the name of the package. So run this. Okay, it is loaded now. So under readxl, we are going to use a command, specific command. So read underscore xl. Okay, now choose this, and on the same one, put double quote and press tab key, and you can choose this iris.xls. Okay, so basically there are other arguments, but let's see what happens. Okay, now this command read iris.xlx nicely. So we have the same 150 observations and 5 variables. So the first numbers represent the observation, so basically this row, and the next 5 represent variables, these columns. Okay, so by reading Excel using this command, it would read this Excel into as a table format. So a table format is the same as data.frame, but with some improved efficiency and effectiveness in this package. So anyway, we are going to give my data 2 and assign it into this object. Okay, so as you can see, it's the same variable, the same objects, but different data type. Okay, so if you just see the class of my data, the first one, it is a data frame. If you just see the class of my data 2, it is tbl underscore df. So it is basically table data frame, table and data.frame. So if you want to transform it into the data frame, just call the data.frame, and let's see. So my data tree. Okay, now we will put this into data frame. Now my data 2. So if you assign this, let's call the class function and this tree. So now you can transform from the table df format into the data.frame format. So it is a nice way to transform back into the data.frame using this package. Okay, so these are the two ways to import CSV format as well as Microsoft Excel formats, and that covers most of the commonly used data format that you will encounter in your life. So there are other ways, there are other data formats that you need to explore. I recommend you do that. And before we finish, let's save this file, and then okay, so if you like this video, give us a thumb up, and if you have any comments, leave your comment below. Thank you very much for